Good morning, everyone. It's Christine, and it's Wednesday, and I just got back from my walk, so I wanted to get on quickly before it gets too late. Anyways, I had this lady I talked to not too long ago, and she was telling me an interesting story at a different daycare provider. And one day she was at work, and she had gotten a message on her cell phone, but she was in the middle of the meeting, so she could not take care of the message at that moment. So she was waiting to get out of her meeting to take care of the message. They had just gotten out of the meeting, and all of a sudden her boss is like, "Someone's here to see you." And she's like, "What?" And she's like, he goes, "Yeah, someone's here to see you." And she looks around the corner, and guess who was standing there? Her child care provider. Not only was it the child care provider, her actual child care center that she went to, the director was having a medical procedure done. So the person she put in charge showed up at work because she didn't answer her text messages. And she said, I was in the middle of a meeting. I didn't have time to answer that person. So I planned on going ahead and calling them when I got there. But she goes, the other provider, the one that was the director that was in the medical procedure, she had worked out a thing with her. And that day her son was having a moment. And so the person in charge went up to her work. Now, granted, they were like 10 minutes away from work, but she could not believe the person that owner put in charge showed up at her work. She said that her mouth dropped. And she goes, "I'm pretty laid back." She goes, "Can you imagine if it was a parent that wasn't laid back? Like that parent that calls every day, checks on their child and stuff. Can you imagine showing up at their work, telling them that they need to come pick up their kid?" And she said it was the weirdest thing because she goes, "I looked at that guy and I said, you know what? Did you call my husband?" And he goes, "No." She goes, "Did you call my emergency contacts on the list?" And he goes, "No." She was just floored that someone in charge showed up at her work telling her she needed to come pick up her child and did not follow the procedures on the paperwork. So when we have enrollment forms, we have backup plans. So if we can't get a hold of a parent and it's a serious situation, or if it's something that, we feel the child needs to be picked up, you go ahead and you call the emergency contacts. She was so floored. And the guy showed up because he knew the boss. He knew the owner of the company she worked for, and he thought it was okay that he just showed up. So me and my staff yesterday were talking about this. Can you imagine me showing up at my parents' work? Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine some of the places I'd have to go to show up at, number one. And number two, if I was going to show up, I think I'd bring the kid with me. I don't think I would show up by myself, tell him to come pick up the kid. I think I'd deliver him. I mean, hey, if I'm going that way anyways, why not? But anyways, think about that. On your paperwork, do you have everything in order? Do you have enough emergency contacts to call? I mean, this person they put in charge didn't call them, and they should have. They should have showed up at the person's work. I still am floored. I swear, I hear stuff all the time I never thought I would hear. And I think this one we laughed probably the most about this because even my one employer was like, we'd be bringing the kid with us. We wouldn't be keeping them with us back at the center if they're acting out that much. But anyways, think about that. Make sure your paperwork's set up and think about it. When you get into a situation, do you go into your emotional part of the brain? Are you in your brainstem? Or do you think logically, okay, how can we solve this problem? And I wouldn't take my time of day to leave the building when I'm in control of the building. I would stay there and figure out a better solution. But think about that. What could you do to make it easier? What would you do in this situation? I've never even heard of this situation. This is the first time I've heard someone go up to someone's work to tell them to come pick up their kid. But anyways, I have to get going. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.